Okay, so let's make out a shape. Okay, for example, I have a star over here, dragged out. Okay, let me change the color of it so you can see what's going on. Maybe a green color, and then without any stroke. Okay, so let's copy that star, paste it aside. Okay, let's change the color, maybe to a blue color. So we have here two stars, right? And then once both are selected, okay, and then you go to the left, look for the blend tool, which is this one. If it's not there, look in the three dots to see if it's available. Okay. Once you click on it, uh, your star will show anchor points. So what I want to do is connect these points with the blend tool. Okay. First, probably pick one, and then go to the second one, and then it'll blend. Okay. It's pretty simple. So I could actually, like, once you move it, it's like, it's all sort of like grouped together. So not really in a group, but it's like blend into one object. But what actually you could do is use the direct selection tool, right? And then drag in, click in the middle of one of the stars. You can move it around, right? And for example, like if one of the corners you want to like make out another, you want to change the location of that specific corner, do that. It'll sort of blend together. Okay. So see from that green to blue. Okay. Depending on which star you start from, so it'll sort of like blend from one to the other. Okay. So actually, if I click on the selection tool, I could also actually rotate it. Yeah, like that. So it's actually pretty simple. Okay. So that's the first one, right? So let me scale this down. Really, I don't like the shape. So yeah, let's scale this everything. Both start down, put it in pop. Okay. So it does not necessarily have to be at the same corner. For example, if I have here a square, okay, let's make that maybe an orange square. And then the second one might not be a square. Let's use a circle, okay? As long as it has anchor points, it'll work. Let's change that color to a more reddish color. Yeah. And then blend tool. You see, you have to have both selected. Make sure all the objects are selected. Then click on the blend tool. Okay. Now you could like make a choice on which anchor point you want to blend. For example, this one, and then with the lower one. So it'll do sort of like a curve, a turn in the middle, since it's from top to the bottom, right? So, and then if you want to adjust it, we could do that. See the twist in the middle? That's because I start from the top to the bottom area of the circle. Okay? It's snapping for no reason. Okay? Okay, so that's you. So with different shapes, you can do the same. But I probably have the magnet on. Hold on. Properties, blank space. Yeah. So the snap option is on that spot. Okay. Oops, still snaps. So for some reason it snaps. So well, doesn't matter. Well, you get the idea. And but besides that, there's other options. For example, let's do two squares again. Square, the other square, and both selected. Well, let me change one color first. So this time I'll switch it to a stroke. Okay, so what will happen? Okay, let's select both of these and select the blend tool one to the other. Okay, so but you see there's nothing going on with the stroke, so you might wonder what happened. Okay, so if you double click on the blend option, this will pop up, and there's actually like select like spacing and orientations you could select. For example, the one color from another is a smooth color, right? So what if I select to the uh, specified steps? So it only shows like one step, which means it blends from one to the other, right? So what if I click in maybe 20? Okay, have the preview off and on. Okay, so you could see there's a difference between like the ones we just did and the one just with stroke. Okay, so this specified steps works better on strokes. Okay, of course you could. This is just like orientation. It's how it curves. It curves like everything aligned uh, vertically, and then this one moves with the curve. Okay, so let's just select on the first one. I want to make like probably more steps, maybe 30 steps. Okay, turn preview on off, turn preview on again. So that's what you get. Okay, so even with the blend tool, if you double click on the blend tool, okay, not on the canvas, on the blend tool, this will pop up. Okay, so you could actually move your square around. Okay, they'll show different, you know, blend on if you like move your squares to get these like interesting lines. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Okay, to click on the blend tool, but there are more options. You want to go to let's make out the shape first. Okay, let's put this aside. Okay, let's click in the letter. Example A. Okay, so probably want to scale this up and then copy and paste. This would be the letter B. Okay, so what you want to do is like when you work with letters, okay, words, letters, always make them, you want to do some like effect to them. You always want to like right click and create outline, or otherwise you want to go to the object and expand. This would also do. Okay, this actually you could expand the object with a fill. And then if we click OK, now it's like an object, sort of like works, just like create outline. Okay, it's just, expand. You could also do graphs, but outline stroke is on the letters. Okay, now I'm able to modify these two since they're not letters anymore. It's like a graph. So it's an image. So let me select both of these. And then I probably want to, let's copy these two first. Okay, so I'm select these two, Control Command C to copy. Okay, so let's go to, remember I did the blend tool. Let's not use that. Let's go to object, move down to blend. Okay, so I could go to blend option first. Okay, well, it's the same. Okay, same with, clicking twice on the blend tool. Okay, and as for now, I want to like move it to specified steps. Okay, so this I wanted to probably have like 30 steps. It's okay. Well, nothing happened. Okay, so why is that? Okay, because I just, it's an option. It's not made out to be a blend yet. So object, go down again and make. Okay, remember we changed the option. So stay the way that you input of your input. Okay, but have both selected, object, blend, and make. Okay, by doing this, you're actually like making the blend. Okay, now it's like blending between the A to the B. But you might find this strange, okay, because we haven't like switched from the fill to the stroke. Okay, so the fill probably I don't need any colors. So let me change this to probably a black stroke, and and nothing goes on the. Okay, seems to work. Okay, now it's in white. You could actually change colors between the I don't need anything, but so you double click and let's leave that for leave that be for now. And so what I want to do is wait, hold on. I want to. Oh yeah, by the way, I must have left this out, and I was like teaching you on previous lessons. For example, this is pretty important. So this is a brief lesson here. So what if I have like two objects? Okay, this is something else. Okay, this is because I missed this. I want to let you guys know. Okay, so if you have like two objects in the same canvas, probably different color or same color, doesn't matter. I switch to a different color so you'll know the difference. Okay, so these two objects, I want to select both of these. And I want to have them grouped. So right click and group. So this becomes like one item, right? But with two, objects inside that group. Okay. So actually I could like make another shape, and then let's color this so you'll tell the difference. Maybe a blue color. Okay. So this is one object. And then this is like a group of two objects, right? So let me like put this together and then select both of these and right click again and group. Okay, now it'll be like three in a group. It's actually a group within the group that consists of two items, right? So it's actually one group with three, actually two, because these two are one item. And then another group with these two, the orange and the pink square. Okay, so what if you want to make modification? You would probably go to layer and then go to the drop down arrow and then search for that group. For example, right? It's pretty small, but you could like, like probably see if I could enlarge this with a option. Panel option. I want this to be large. Okay, so it'll be larger, yeah, a little bit larger at least. Okay, so if I select this item right here, it'll say group. So you know that there's a group inside of this item, and then there's like, you see the polygon and another group, and then you want to drop down again, and then to see these two items. Okay, but it's actually pretty complicated. You have to like go to your layers and search for a specific item. Okay, the quick way to do it. Okay, that's why I was messing with this. I figured I have probably forgot to teach you this. Okay, you select on the group. Okay, then you double click. Okay, actually, when you double click, look on top. Okay, there'll be like a layer 1, and then this group right here. Right, I can modify it and then go to an empty spot. Double click again to exit that modification. Now it's in a group again, but I did some modification. I moved the blue area. So double click, you see I'm in layer 1 and then group, and I could select on this group. You see these are another group. I can actually double click again to go into the subgroup of these two, combinations of these two items. I do more modification. Okay, double click to get out, and then you can see that I've moved things around. So sometimes, like if you want to modify things that's already in the group, just double click. Okay, make sure to see which layer is shown on top. Okay, so you'll know what you're doing. So you could actually make group within a group. Okay, so that it's like, well, it's just a way to work on Illustrator. Okay, I guess same thing with Inkscape if you know how to do it. Okay, so I'm going in this item over here with the A and the B. I want to double click and then select on this group here, and then select on this B. Okay, so I want to have this off and then just the lines. Okay, just a stroke on. Okay, and then same with the A. I probably want to turn the lines off, and then that will be it. Okay, so you can see the transformation from A to B. Okay, of course I could resize. I could go to the properties panel and try to resize the pixels. Okay, on the stroke. Okay, maybe a narrower stroke value will probably look nice, right? And then probably I would copy this because I was messing with the shape. Okay, I should like copy this again, and then this time I would probably object, and then edit, and then paste it from, right? And then this time I would double click, and then I probably want to object blend. I want to release that blend. Okay. So once I release that blend, it'll be its individual A again. Okay, so okay, hold on. Select the wrong item. Okay, let's just release this one. Object, blend. Okay, oh, it's already released. So this one, I probably want to, yeah, have it just like that, and then paste the lines back together again. Okay, so I'll show you how to do this again. So this is how you do the posters on the Pinterest, right? So let's go back to our Pinterest again. Let's have this down a little bit. Yeah, you could tell how these are made out, right? Of course, like this one has some sort of transparency on the letters. That's simple, just like you know, tune down the opacity to get that effect, right? So lines, of course, you could like narrow it down so it looks better. Yeah, thinner lines looks more, elegant. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so that's method you can do with blend tools, right? So let's do some more. So that's the fifth one actually. So the third one is actually pretty simple. It's go to make a shape, and let's give it a color, and probably another color. You can resize it if you want. You can do anything, rotate it, whatever you want. Okay. So let's blend from one to the other. So have both. Always have both selected. Okay. So let's use the blend tool again. But this time, double click. I want to make different selections. Okay. So let's talk about the orientation. Okay. So I'm gonna click on that one and have this on smooth color. Okay. So let's do from one tip to the other. Okay. So actually, if I sort of like bend this line over here, I could do some modification with the curve. I can make a curve, right? So you could see a zigzag coming between these two items. Why is that? Because as for now, right, double click, it was on, okay, now it's 99 steps. Okay, I guess that's how, because it's like in edges, right? Polygon has edges. That's why when it blends, it still shows like the edges. Okay, so actually I could go to, if I like drag in the round corners, you won't see any edges. It'll be round, right? So depending on which shape you select, it'll like try to do the blending of that shape, right? So so two shapes again. Okay, so change another color. Select both of these. Okay, so this time I want to go to options and then blend options. Okay, this time I want to choose the specified distance. Okay, so we'll know how each of these three works. So have it probably oriented. pick the first one. It doesn't really matter. This one does a curve with line, and this one, it's like if your object happens to be a square, it'll, a line vertically, right? So it shows distance, right? If I select the specified distance, okay, let's click on that. That's on the option, but we actually have to make our blend. So go down again, make the blend. Okay. Okay. After I blend it, you see, you might not tell the difference, but if I sort of like move like one of these, like it'll actually blend from the distance. Okay. Okay. Let me probably, this is not a really, fair way to show this. Let's go back to options again. Again, probably go to specified steps. Maybe this would be a 10 step. Okay. Okay. Now you can see that it has 10 like polygons in between. Okay. So that's according to steps. So well, to explain this easy, so it's just from one, one smooths the color from one to another, and then the second one is to like determine how many steps, maybe 5. There will be like you will only have like 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? 5 of the item of the same of item 1 to item B, okay? And then there's like transformations in between, okay? Just like this one, the square to the circle. And then the color will also blend, right? So the third one is distance, okay? Sometimes it's hard to tell. It's similar to the first one, but there is a difference. So go to blend again and options. This time I'm gonna go on specify distance. Okay, so it changes according to see. Okay, now you can tell the difference. Okay, so it used to be 5 steps. So the longer I extend, the more objects will come in between these two objects, right? Now it's like 7, 8, and then the longer I drag, the amount of the object in between adds in. Okay, so if I only have, let's go back again to let you guys tell the difference. Go to object, blend, options again, and then select the second one to only probably 5 steps. You see, the longer I drag, there's no difference. There will only be 5. Okay, so that's the difference. If you only use steps, there's only the amount of object in between that blends according to how many steps you gave. Okay, and then for distance, the longer you drag, the more object will add in. Okay, and for the first one, smooth, right? Go back or double click at the item. If I click smooth, it'll try to smooth itself out. Okay. So that's the 3 differences. So sometimes you have to like consider your circumstances on your designs to make the correct adjustments in which options you choose. So it's actually pretty straightforward. Okay, once you get the hang of it. Okay, so it's actually not as hard as you think. Okay, so let's do this A to B again. Okay, just to, oh yeah, by the way, one more thing, right? There's other options. So so this is like from one object to the other, blending between these 2 objects, right? these two polygons with these two different colors. So what if you want this to be a, a user, a, a uneditable object. So what do? You go to object, you go to blend again, and then you want to use this expand. Okay. Once you click on the expand, okay, so now it'll be like dozens of, individual objects. Now I could like click on one of these objects, I could do modification, or I want to drag, I want to probably take out a couple of these objects if your design required to, break some points or, modify what's, on a specific area. So that's when you want to expand it, sorry. Okay. So it's seldom you need to do this, but it's the option is there if you need it. So object, blend, and if you have like these two, for example, these two items, it's just one square and one circle, right? So let's do this again, object, blend, and expand, right? Now it'll be like dozens. But by doing this, you could like make, some modifications such as add in uh, a color on your stroke to give it more, detail. Since it's its own individual objects, it'll be like 100 objects depending on the steps or the method you use. If you choose smooth, there'll be like a bunch of dozens of objects you need to fix. Okay, otherwise select on these and then probably cross these out. You will have designs such as this one. So that's when you want to expand your objects. And then probably for the stroke, I want to bring that value down so it's, you could have like sort of like a mathematical calculated shape. Okay, so it's more abstract, but looks kind of neat, right? So this is the type of stuff you could do with blend. Okay, with blend and blend options. And of course, like other. Okay, let's like change this back again, and then let's try the other options. Okay, the reverse spine. Okay, it flips around. Okay, and the other one, reverse front to back, which the orange will pop up on top, and then the red would go down to, you would switch things around. Now the orange is more to the front, the red is to the back. Okay, so the option is there if you need it. Well, same with the star. If I want the star to be, because as for now, the blue is sort of on top of this green. So if I click on the object again, and then blend, and then reverse front to back. Now it's the other way around. Now it's blue on the bottom and then green on top, right? So there's like a whole bunch of stuff you can do with blend when you're messing with the blend option or the blend tool. So these are the sort of the options you can do. So let me like do this one again so you would know what's going on, because I probably went too fast. So let's click in, okay, A again. Probably more letters this time. Then I want to scale this up. Okay, so that's A. So that's the letter B. Let's put it aside right here. And then let's have more, okay? So C, and D. Okay. So A, B, C, D, we have 4. Right? So select all these, and then right click. I'll always right click and create outline, okay, to make it into a shape instead of letters. Okay, now it's in its own individual vector graphic. Okay, so let's select all 4 of these again. And then before I do anything, because now you want to make sure that it stays, you want to like arrange your layouts right now, probably like that. Okay, let's leave that C and D right there. I want to copy this, okay, because I'll be going back and doing a edit, paste in front, but not yet because I haven't blended yet. So select all 4 of these, okay? So I could use the blend tool. Let's select the blend tool, okay? That's right here. But double click, let's show on the second one, specified steps. Okay, maybe 30 would be fine. And then let's leave the orientation. Okay, so as for now, but it does not know which, blends to which. So let's start from A to B and then B to C. So let's click on one of these dots, okay? So this one, I want to, let's make it, do a spin. So let's like click the one on the bottom. Okay, so that's what it did. And then click probably one in the middle of the B to one on top of the C. So now it goes to the C, and then probably the middle of the C, one dot from the middle, then to probably one the outer rim of the D. Okay, maybe the bottom one. Okay, so now it blends from A to B to C to D, right? But I want to do some modification. Now it's like because it was in the field, right? Because you could tell by the question mark that it blends from like one to another, but it's all using the field. Okay, so if you click on the minus, like the cross sector over here, it doesn't work. Okay, you want to double click in. You see layers, blend, and then you want to select on that individual letter. Okay, so I want to flip this around. Okay, let's make that a stroke, and then I don't want any fills. So I want to bring this value down to 0.05, or well, the smallest one is 0.25. Okay, so and then the B, do the same thing, spin it around, and then for the stroke, 0.25. Okay, for the C, flip it around, and then, well, actually, I'll leave this at 1 because it seems to be, doing from a thin line to a thicker line, and that looks interesting. And the D, let's select on the D, okay, and do the same thing, flip this around, okay. So let's give that a bigger value, maybe a 2, okay, just to make things interesting. Then let's move out to layer 1, or just double click at an empty space, okay. Remember I copied the A, B, and C and D, right? So I could go to edit, paste in front. It's still in your clipboard. So now it's like paste in to back to our our workspace. So it's actually in front of the blends. So as for now, you can see the A, B, C, and D as the lines move from a thinner line toward a thicker line to D, right? So that's how you extend uh your blend your object through selecting different anchor points. But notice that there's like a blue line. It's hard to tell in the projection, but actually you could add, if you use the ink, the pen tool, add anchor point tool, you could actually like click in that line and then use the selection tool to actually bend that line, okay? So up on top, anchor point, I could select this to be a curve. So it'll do a curve. Of course, like if you look closely, that two levers would also show up. So you could like smoothen out that curve, right? So I have a curved from A to B, and then B to C, and C sort of like a turnover to D, right? So that's how you modify your blends if you're using steps. Okay, so let's go back to the oops, not this one. That's the ink space. Okay. I mean, let's go back to the posters. Yeah, you can tell the similarity, right? Of these like modification between these type of posters, right? For example, this one, it's the exact how you do it. And then this is sort of like a zigzag. Of course, it has like more steps. And then it has like crossovers between like different words. So these are this one is also a blend from a white to a black with a black background, right? So these are all the same. So even with this one, it still is the use of the blend tool. Okay, even this one, the one in it's like a Chinese in the middle, or this one without the fill colors. But you can see there's like a grid of purple and green because these lines are actually expand so that you could bring in a grid color to it. So these are like various uses of the blend tool. This one tutorial teaches you how to do it. So you could look around on even with the star at the back. So all these are blend tools. So blend tools are used like a lot throughout like graphic designs. Like if you're interested in making these like different multiple lines that sort of blends together or fades to the back or fades to the fades out to a black color. Well, this is the way to do it. Okay, so it's pretty simple. It's once you get a hang of it. Okay, so it's all blend tool today. So this icon over here, I believe there's like similar tools and Inkscapes. I'll take a look and I'll let you know. And so this is how you use the blend tool. So the tool over here, you can double click to show the option, or go to object, blend, and there are varieties of like options you can select, make your blend your desired the desired design. Okay, so today's practice is actually pretty simple. First one, just make a shape, two shapes, and you want to blend together these two colors or these two shapes. Okay, And the second one is to switch, okay? So you want to turn that shape around, and then the other one is to switch the colors between these two objects. Okay, so this one is remember there's like a orientation. This is like all straight up vertical oriented, and this one with the curve, it moves with the curve. And then the fifth one, sort of like the letters over here, a blend of the stroke to a complex. It does not have to be exact the same. Okay, this is just a demonstration. Okay, you could have like ABCD if you want to try this out. Okay, that would be fine. Okay, so these would be what you're doing for practice of the day. Okay, if you have any like issues, have any problems like understanding how this is done, come over and let me help you. Okay. Okay. I guess you could begin. We could like take a break for 10 minutes, come back, and then start with the practice. Okay. So this is already uploaded in our Google Classroom with the project 06, work with the blend tool. You could like download this image as your reference and try to figure these 5 ways of blend using the blend tool. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Okay, not as difficult as you think it is, but once you understand how it's done. Okay, so go ahead. Yeah,
Affinity doesn't have this functionality.
I mean, say
It doesn't.
Oh, I mean, the Affinity Designer. Okay.
Yeah. I googled it during the class. And
Oh, it does not.
There's
no blend. Okay.
No. So the best I can do is like manually place the shapes and make gradients.
Okay.
I can try to replicate. I think the thing with the letters with these like wireframes, I don't know that's really possible at all. But
because I never used Affinity Designer, so I don't know how to help you.
No. I was curious if if like these computers have Adobe Illustrator.
Yes, they have. They have. I believe CS6, but CS6 has the same functions. So
maybe I'll try that and see if I can get one of them.
Yeah.
If they're like I just log in with my own account or something.
I think it's you just turn it on and it'll work. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully, but sometimes you have to log in, but not with your student ID because it's not in the system. Probably with the classroom number, something like that.
Yeah.
If you bump into anything, let me know. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's basically turning out like this, everything I do, so I don't know how to make it like in like a spider web.
Okay, just line without the field, right? Okay, so if you want to see the whole canvas, just go to the hand and then double click. You'll be able to see the whole canvas. Okay, as for now, let me take a look. So this is A, right? A, B, and C, right?
There's also A in here, but it got messed up.
Okay, you probably like. It's not zooming. Okay, let me. See. Want to double click and then select on that A first. Make sure that A is selected. Okay, and then you want to turn off that. Oops, what's going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's the computer.
I think it's the computer because it's
No idea. So if you do it like this every time I touch something.
Okay. Now it's working. Okay, now the A only has the yellow outline without the field, but then you have to look for the B. Okay, so the B is here. Same thing. Turn off the one in the middle, and then C. I'll look for the C, and then do the same thing. Okay, there's probably another A right there. Let's do the same thing. Now it's working. Go back, and then so you can see the A, B, and C. If I like hover over the line, right? So since it's so you probably you want to go in and then move that A to that place that you desire, and now if it pops around, sometimes it's like probably a bug or something. Does not stay at wherever you want it to stay. For some reason, it does this. It happened to me. So, but this is the way you do it. If it like pops, probably go to properties and turn off the snap to point is on, and then probably turn the grid and this one off. Then they'll probably you have more freedom. Well, it still pops, but
Yeah, but it's better.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
今天的作业大概这样就可以，只要1秒。
不用跟我一样，就大概就可以，那可以，谢谢。
对，我就没看过。我想国画风格，没有，好像年轻太多。我那一年好喜欢台湾，不是说他一个很自爽的不是，然后你知道我那年西画画疫情，然后全国家然后这个选图，我有画那个。我觉得现在美感会不吃选别的设计，我在想要读的其他方面。还好，看是什么？
There's no background work, but
Yeah.
I think it will be the start system. It's not,
Oh, okay.
what's the English word for it? For it. And then it's not, they're not connected to the internet, so I can't, like. They're not connected to the internet, either of them, so maybe that's also a reason why they can't.
The internet is not working today. I mean, the
Ethernet.
yeah, Ethernet, yeah, there's something wrong. It's not on or something, because I was trying to get on, it doesn't work, so.
Okay. Maybe I'll just try my best with Infinity.
Whatever you can.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I understood the lesson anyway, so that's
Okay.
okay. Cool.
Okay, yeah.
我应该是比那个彩色的里面买的。
Well, it didn't work. Okay. Not available, then we'll give it. Yeah, sure. Okay.
I just want to ask how I can do the letters like
What do you mean?
because I already did this, but
Yeah.
I want to know.
Okay, how the fill the ABCD. Okay. So remember that. Okay. First of all, okay. Okay. It's actually since you've made this out already, so I think the simple way to do it is just Control C to copy, and then Control F to paste in front. And then I probably want to object, go to blend, or fusion. Oh, okay. Okay. So then I guess this one is to release. Release. Make sure that it's in. Wait, hold on. Just cover. Okay. Yeah, you see the ABCD is there, right? So once it's released, select on the individual A, then just flip this around. So make sure to select on the not the whole thing, but just the letters.
Oh, so it's just copying.
Yeah, so copy talking in front of it. So So that's the easy way to do it.
This one are okay. This one's
So you want to curve it, right?
yeah.
So the way to curve it is to you want to select on this one, and then object, blend, and then options, and then
Oh, okay.
that's all you need to do. Okay. 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 Where are you from? Oh, Indonesia. Okay. Okay, here. So let's take a look over here. Okay, one. Let's make it square. Like that, right? Color it to maybe a pink color. Then square with different color. Maybe an orange, right? And then once both of these are selected, you want to probably go to object, then blend option, right? And then click on the second one. Yeah, okay. And click OK. But you still have to make it. So blend again and then make. Now it's like from one to the other, but you want that shape, right? So you have to click on that line there. Go to the anchor point. Go to the line. Okay. Add an anchor point. And then direct selection tool. Select on that anchor point. Move it. And then you could try to like blend it like that. Okay. But now you can see that it's like curving with the line, right? So, but if I don't want to curve it, let's do something else. Blend options. Let's select on the steps, not so many steps, maybe just 10. Okay. Now it's like less, just 10 items in the middle, right? So this is the fourth one, actually. The third one, actually pretty easy. It's just go to object, blend options again, and then select orientation on the first. And then okay, so that would be number 3. And this one will be number 4.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Number 5. Like this one, actually, okay. On the object, right? So this one, let's give it a color like that. And then yeah, right. Have it both selected. Okay. So it's actually, you can have like more than 2 items. Maybe you have another circle like that here, right? So have 3 of these selected, and 3 of these items selected. So of course use the blend tool, right? So like on one anchor point, then on another anchor point, and another anchor point like that, right? And then, but all these are fields, right? So double click. So now I'm in that blend, right? Select on the first one, flip this over. So now the pink is on the stroke. Then select on the second one, flip this over. Then on the third one, flip this over, right? And then go out now it's like one to the other, right? So the blend, you could, just like this one, you could add in a anchor point and then move this anchor point to whichever you want it to move, right? And then, for example, this one, then the drag the roundness of this one also the roundness. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I have a question
Yeah.
about A and B.
This one,
Yeah, I'm curious how to make the A stands by black to be a black color
okay,
because after I
yes, you forgot one step. Okay, for example, move this part over again. Okay. A. Right. So, oops. So let's change that to B. Right. Then C, right? Like the quick way before you do anything, have both three of these selected. Copy. Okay. Then I want to. No, sorry. Create outline first, then copy. Okay. So then you want to go to blend tool, but click on the option. Okay, 37, but that would be fine. So on one anchor point to another anchor point to another anchor point, right? So now it's in one blend, but I want to double click, go into that blend, select on that A, switch it over, select on that B, switch it over to make it an outline without the field, and C, flip it around without the outline. Of course, you could like change the width of the, and then double click to go back. And then remember we copied the ABC. So when we start doing the blend, I'll go to object, edit, paste in front.
Uploaded.
Okay, sure.
So should I put my ID?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, because I have something to do at home.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll do a roll call right now. Okay. Hold on. Hold on.
More than
Okay, let's do a roll call. Click in your student ID and your name. Okay, so that I'll know that you're here. What do you do?
how do I
So which point ends up where?
Yes, right. How do
You did it.
Oh, no,
Okay.
from the people.
Oh, okay, okay. For Inkscape, I don't really know. So I think you can ask her. Because she's done it with Inkscape. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, no, this is not my bag. I'm like, udah ada lainnya. Ini udah ada lainnya. Oh, ya boleh. Oh,
Try to make the one. I think this one is
When you want to, okay. Because now it's like smooth color, right? Okay, there's 3. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, so these are 2 shapes, right? Okay, now it's in the distance. So that's why it's adding more stuff when we're when you're dragging. So you want to switch this over to you want to have it selected first, and then object blend option, right? And then have this thing. It's smooth color. It's smooth color will do. Right?
yeah. It's supposed to be like this.
Yeah, something's wrong. Okay, let's just make out another one. Okay, so square. Okay, back in the square, and then with the drop tool, same color, another square. Drop tool. Oh, okay. They should enter automatically. Yeah. One. Kind of stuck. Yeah, I think you should save it and then turn off and turn on again because there's something wrong with the program.
This should be done with the smooth.
The smooth one. Yeah.
太聪明了，还所以呢，研究的是六跟四，而且有我想。
花莲是上面一边是那个是那会儿。
一边可以两个月。You can use everything really kind of problems. Yeah, I see the role in possible. I think it's you mixing. It's my fault. I didn't like. I'm not saying that.
我第一组人，不要看我，看我最大的体会。
Why do you guys like? Why do you guys like? Okay, does it all hard stuff? No. I mean, that's all I and for tomorrow. Okay, you know I have the presentation. No. Oh, you're
好，下礼拜我要跟那个在我那个初二生进来的人发现说，
这个文字要怎么变成那个线的路径？
你说外面包的吗？
对对对，
这样是不是？哦，好。你首先你不能是字，你要让它是粗，所以首先你要给它外框路线，然后外框建立外框，这样它就是符号，就不是字。然后，就不能没关系，对，没关系。然后呢，这边你现在它的边框是黑的，可以比如说这个是一个颜色，然后这个黑的你会发现吃进去，这个颜色有颜色，说蓝色，当然这里可以那个把笔画叫出来。看一下，从外观对齐。笔刷，不是笔刷，笔画，对，这个叫出来哈，这个就可以调它的粗度这样子。好，那现在这是外面这个蓝色吃进去这个红色，你这时候你要把外观给调出来，这个调出来。那你这个选它的时候，我会发现说，其实你要先写清楚啦，因为我们要一个一个，所以说写清楚。就会发现它每一个都有一个，蓝色的是笔画，颜色是红色，可是被蓝色挡住了，所以你这个时候呢，就可以色的这一边，有个空白地方把它给拉到这红色的下面，那就变这样。对，所以这个是这样做的，直接拉下来就可以。就是外观也有类似图层的概念，但就不用复制在它上面。
不是要接色片。
是。那它有一个特点是，外观还可以增加画。笔画的话，我再换一个颜色，比如说这个颜色，好吧？可是你粗度要改，不能跟上面的一样，不然它会挡住。要在下面，这个它在下面的大概这样。
然后星星的话，直接在里面。
对对对，星星的那个的话是它有一个功能叫做释放路径。释放路径了之后呢，其实这个是很神妙做了，我就用这个来试好了。这个建立外框，然后解开群组，开群组，然后这个比如说这个 P 这个按右键，还有个释放路径，复合路径，然后这个白色的这个就这个可能这个字的结构的关系啊， 不然的话，先选一个粗一点的字好了，比如说A 好了然后这个字呢，选另外一个字体，比如说然后建立外框。你们不太一样，你会有多一个这个结构。不用建立外框，不用。这个有一点点展开。也是一样的，你这个比较特别，因为你看我解开群组的话，你的这个就因为你看先看起来有2个东西这样。好，那我照理来说，应该这个三角形应该是，你看，你这是变2个物件，
它只有一个物件。
其实你应该这个是一个物件，这个东西，你看，我们叫边境管理。照理来说，应该是下面一点，路径管理。对吧？这里合在一起，这是一个东西嘛，正常应该是这样，然后那个释放路合，你看这个 A 就不见了，你可能要多一步，你要让路径管理让它合成一个东西。你看这个就是拿掉了嘛，你这时候如果说画一个星好了。就不用黑色，任何颜色都可以，这不重要。好，那我们把它给摆在，比如说这个中间，好，这样。把这2个都选择起来，按右键，
再按右键，
右键。右键好，还有一个那个制作不是折射边制作复合路径，它就会挖一个洞。那个星星就会它这边就是挖一个洞，这个就再继续这边的这个按这个步骤就好。
所以要先做这个。
对。
Wondering how I can separate the entire line.
You don't have to do exactly the same.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's kind of messed up. You did it correctly. So I can't really tell what's wrong because it's all a mess. But this is good enough. Yeah.
thank you, sir.
Okay, the ones that are done, you can leave. Okay. So yeah, by the way, I think next week we'll have another lesson. And then the week after will be our midterm. Okay. So please remember to show up.